What secret will you never tell your family? When my husband turned 30, we decided it was time to start trying to have a baby. We thought it would be easy because I was an accident and my husband's brother had knocked up like 4 women already, so we both knew we came from families that had no problem making babies. But after a year, I still wasn't pregnant. We went to the doctor and they ran a lot of tests. It turned out my husband's sperm count was practically zero and they told us there was next to no chance he was ever going to be able to get me pregnant. We were devastated, but after a lot of soul searching we knew we still wanted to try to have a baby, so we decided to look into using donor sperm. I was honestly pretty fine with that right from the start, but my husband had a hard time with it and had all these feelings about being less of a man because his sperm didn't work or something like that. Even after he agreed to use a sperm donor, he made me promise that I wouldn't tell anyone that we were doing it, and he wanted me to keep it a secret from my family that the baby wasn't genetically his. I didn't feel great about it because I had read stories online about kids feeling really betrayed when they found out that they were made with a sperm donor, but I agreed because I felt like it was the only way to get my husband on board. We made an account with our local sperm bank and started looking through the donors. You could pay extra to be able to see all the photos of them, but we didn't do that because we cared more about what kind of person they were than what they looked like. Immediately there were 2 that we really liked. One of them was really artsy and creative and spoke 3 languages, which I thought was really cool. The other was a really successful lawyer and sounded really smart in all of his answers. He talked a lot about like the world hunger crisis and solving problems in third world countries and stuff. I liked the first guy a little more, but I would have been fine with either of them, and my husband liked the second one a lot more because he thought the first guy sounded too feminine or something. So we chose the second guy. We called the sperm bank and had them send the sperm to our doctor's office so we could hopefully get me pregnant. Our appointment was supposed to be right before Thanksgiving, but my period was a little late. I know what you're thinking and no, I was not pregnant, lol. So we had to wait until a couple days after Thanksgiving to try to do the deed. So for Thanksgiving my husband and I flew to my hometown to see my family. I have this big extended family but we're all pretty close, especially my cousins. At one point in the night one of my cousins was arguing with our dumb redneck uncle. While he was reading our uncle for filth he was saying a lot of stuff about world hunger and the third world, and all of a sudden I just had this feeling like I knew. I felt it in my gut that I absolutely had my cousin's sperm on ice waiting to impregnate me. I told my husband that night and he thought I was nuts. It took forever for me to convince him that we should spend the money to see the pictures of the guy on the site so we could know for sure if it was him. We paid the money, opened the pictures, and yep, that's him. He donated when he was in law school to make some extra money and we had no idea, and because my husband hadn't let me tell anyone that we were using a sperm donor, he didn't know that he had to warn us. I called the clinic the day after Thanksgiving and told them I'd changed my mind about the sperm donor. I was way too embarrassed to tell them why, so I just said I had a bad feeling about him. They helped me get in touch with the sperm bank to see if they could do an exchange for the guy I'd liked more, but they said they couldn't take back the sperm so we would have had to have paid several $1,000s to get the new sperm, and it was going to slow everything down by months and we had already waited so long. So my daughter is 3 years old and no one but my husband knows that she's actually half me, and half my cousin.